Okay,
I don't know where I was going with that one.
I don't know, but I'm still waiting for a clap here.
I don't know what this is.
Because it's the
That's what Miggs does. He throws his jizz
Oh,
at her.
jizz.
Jesus
Sorry.
Christ. He does a Spider-Man tour. Anyway. There it is. All right. I got the approval. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Midnight Movie Distillery. I'm one of your hosts, Logan Lynch.
And I'm another one of your hosts, Warwick Prime.
Wow, that was kind of sexy.
I'm just simple on black. But
Simple long. You never go full retard.
Oh, bother. I think we've had a few.
Okay.
Pun intended.
All right. We did a few.
We did. We put it away already.
Yes.
somebody
That's what she
comment
said.
in below if you know what that's
Wait,
from.
you put away the stuff.
Everybody
Where's
should know
our
what that's
piso?
Where's our
Oh,
Pisco. Pisco.
Sorry.
Oh, I should
forgot
actually
we're
keep
still
our
on
other
diesel.
thing out.
And you put
There.
away the...
Well, I mean, I know
your
for
fault.
obvious reasons. But.
That's what we had in
Anyway.
the last episode. Sorry,
Let's be
folks.
serious. We are professional.
Yes, we are.
And scene.
So, anyway, welcome, folks, to another episode of Midnight Movie Distillery. I'm one of your hosts, Logan Lynch.
Didn't we do that?
Just
we-
want
we-
to
we
shut
did
it, chick figure.
Yeah.
I want to do something here.
You want to do something a little bit different.
We're trying to do something.
You want to get deep.
This is I want to go
Deep undercover.
I want to go deep,
Deep undercover.
deep like an alien noggin. Anyway, that was a long story.
Yeah.
Anyway, no. So we've been doing 19.
We're losing
we've been
viewership. Let's get...
Yeah, I can see the
Sounds like
numbers
a-
dropping as we talk.
Tick, tick.
So we did 1990 already,
Yes.
and we did this is 1991.
Yeah.
This was my favorite movie of 1991. Doesn't matter if it's, the greatest movie. It's my fucking movie, so shut up. And I chose what I think is the best movie of 1991. And I think everybody at this table and everybody watching is going to agree with me on this. I chose Silence of the Lambs.
But it's not about the best movie. It's just
It
the
is.
one you want to talk about.
I want to talk about this movie because it is one of my
Okay,
favorites.
there you go.
And that's why I chose. Now,
There you go.
I know there were some other ones in 1991. Go ahead, Lon, because he's got it all up and ready to bitch about me.
Ernest, Scared, Stupid.
How did you not pick that?
I'm sorry. It was up there. It was up there. I'm not going to lie. People Under the Stairs was in there.
People Under the Stairs, Omen 4.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
yeah.
I still haven't even seen that.
Okay, hold
So-
on. Nothing But Trouble.
Oh,
That was awesome.
that is kind of.
That was
Is
awesome.
that the I Want My $2?
But
No.
no, that's a different
That's the
movie
other one.
altogether, but that's okay.
Anyway.
Basket Case 3.
I haven't
Yes.
even seen the
Oh
first
my
Basket
God.
Case. Yeah.
How
Because-
are you on
How,
this
really? How?
podcast?
Yeah,
You've
because-
not seen Basket Case?
How are
Yeah,
you on this
I have not seen
podcast?
Basket Case. I know of it. I know the or
You
whatever he
haven't
does.
seen- You haven't seen 1 or 2
Nope.
or 3.
Or 3. None of them.
I've
Not
not
a
why are
single
you
one.
on
The
What
first
is
one
he
is
doing on it?
amazing.
I'm just
I
here
don't
for
think-
comic
That's
relief.
not possible.
And the
That is
alcohol.
possible.
Anywho, so
That's not
okay.
possible.
On a serious note, this was a good movie, and I think we need to do some. Do we want to do? Well, you go ahead and bring up some of the other movies I passed over for
No,
this.
no. Well, we did Howling 6.
Jesus, there were 6 of them
This
by
is
that
a-
point.
This is the year of sequels.
When did that
was
first come
90.
out? Was that like '84?
No, no. Yeah, about 84. There was the first
Okay.
one. Yeah, that's about
Jesus,
right.
so they came out with 6 movies in
Freddy's
6 years.
Dead. Which was
Child's Play 3.
Not a
Child's Play
classic.
3,
People Under the Stairs.
Wow.
That was pretty good.
You also could have done Henry Portrait of a Killer.
That actually is.
That
up
would have
there.
been a good one.
Dead Space. That was good.
You
Dead
could have
Space
picked
was awesome.
Scanners 2 or
And-
Scanners 3.
They were both in the same
Yes.
year. What?
Jesus.
Yeah.
Is that
Wow.
real?
Yeah.
Will they come out in like January and December?
Wow.
Jesus.
Hold on.
Oh.
Subspecies.
Oh, Jesus.
I've never seen it.
No.
Really?
No.
How are you on this podcast? Listen,
Okay.
Honestly, I've never
That
seen
is
it either.
a different
I'm
level.
along with you on that one. I need some more Pisco, by the way. But anyway.
Oh, do you? All
yeah,
right,
give me some more
let's
Pisco.
dish it out, bitch.
I'll take some Pisco.
Pisco.
Maybe not that much because I got
The Pisco.
you
What, you
got
gotta walk
pee?
downstairs? Come on.
no because
Anyway.
we have another
Oh, yeah, that's right. We do.
set we have to drink.
I will take some few.
Ooh, he's
Really?
going to.
I did rate it half a point higher than the Pisco.
Oh,
Oh.
Jesus.
Billy Corgan is going to be so happy.
That's
Good.
That's plenty.
Look at that.
That
That's
looks like
more than
urine.
plenty.
Perfect.
Did
There
we
it
talk
is.
about Child's Play 3? Did you call that one out?
Yes.
Yeah, you did
Dead
already.
Space. Did you call Dead Space?
Dead Space.
Cape Fear.
Oh,
Yes.
that's right. That's
Come
right.
out,
Cape
come out,
Fear.
wherever you are.
How does that not come
Come
up
on,
mine?
Cape Fear.
Oh, I'm just looking at horror movies.
Yeah.
Is
That's,
it-
well, no,
is
it
it-
should come up as horror.
It doesn't show. It's not as a horror movie as far as
Critters 3.
Yeah,
Texas
Jesus.
concerned.
Wait a minute.
Which one was
seriously,
Leonardo
though?
DiCaprio? Was he in the second one?
Of Critters?
Yeah.
No, he's the
he was
first
in
one.
Beach.
No, The Beach, I know that one. But no, he was in one of the Critters movies. Look that up.
Really?
All right.
Yes, I'm dead serious.
Oh my God.
You gonna look that up? Or
Anyway.
you want me to look it up?
All right, so
You've got it. You
you're,
got
you're
it.
done bitching about
Yeah,
this.
yeah,
I
go
gotta,
ahead, go ahead.
We got. I think what
For
we need to
anyone
do.
who's been under a rock,
Yeah.
what's the movie about?
So
Oh.
the movie Silence of the Lambs is based on a novel by Thomas Harris.
Ooh, very
Yeah, like that's how awesome. I have read the book, but it's been probably a good 15, 20 years. I know there are differences between the book and the movie. It does follow it fairly closely, but there's little things in it. I know that in the book, Hannibal Lecter on his left hand has an extra middle finger. I think they call that polydactyly. Is what
Listen to the big brain.
yeah, you like that?
Logan.
He could have been in Frankenhooker.
Wow, he could have.
Got any money? All right. Anyway, no, but this was so my understanding of it was Thomas Harris was looking for a serial killer to kind of be the serial killer of all serial killers. So he mixed in a little bit of like Ted Bundy, Ed Gein, things like that for this character Hannibal Lecter, and the movie Hannibal Lecter. Oh, we got 3 what?
Critters 3.
He was Critters 3.
Yeah.
Nailed it. So Leonardo DiCaprio was in Critters 3.
No wonder he's famous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, the movie is based on the book, and there's a person called Clarice Starling that is a FBI 2B agent.
Yes.
In training.
training.
She's a training, and I didn't say training. I said training. Anyway. Sorry. Wow.
Technically not a tranny.
Yeah.
Just
No,
training.
she is not.
She's
No, she's
lesbian.
not.
She's not
Despite what
training.
Family Guy says.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah. That was a
and
good
she's
episode.
FBI in training at Quantico, and her boss Jack Crawford brings her into a case. They're trying to find a serial killer named Buffalo Bill, who skins women, and they don't know why, and they've been finding bodies, and so they're trying to track him down. And the movie is based on them trying to figure out who this Buffalo Bill character is.
And the point being,
If you
that-
haven't seen it yet.
that Hannibal Lecter is this incredibly smart
Correct.
killer who would eat
What they called hyper-intellectual.
Yes.
hyper intellectual, who would eat his
He was a doctor.
victims.
Yes, he
hence
was a
Dr. Hannibal
psychiatrist. Yes.
Lecter. And he's super smart.
And they need to use him to try and figure out how to catch this killer, Buffalo Bill.
And to the point is, it's like, and Jack Crawford has apparently sent previous agents to Hannibal Lecter, and Hannibal Lecter is not interested.
Yeah.
And so he sends Clarice Starling along because he knows that she's cute and young and his type. And there's a chance that he's going to probably open up to her a little bit more than he would do.
We've got some theories on
Which
that.
is the entire subcontext of this movie, is Clarice Starling having to fight the eyes that are upon her all the time from all the male
Right. And you see
FBI
it
agents.
like in the very first scene.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep,
like as she's
absolutely.
running
Running
back
back
in,
and everybody's
and
looking
the
at her
guy's
butt.
looking at her.
Yeah.
She had to move out of the way while the men were running by. I don't know if you noticed that.
Right.
too.
When even when she got in the elevator.
Yeah.
Because she's still demure.
Which
at
I
this
found
point.
funny about that scene is she gets on the elevator full of men. By the time she gets off the elevator, there's no men. Does that
think
mean?
she's
I think
killed
she
them all?
smells. I think she smells that bad. They're like, who ordered shrimp?
She didn't
Anyway,
just come right off the track, technically.
Anyway, before we get
she's
too
just
far, we need
running
to.
it.
Oh yeah, we got to.
fucking
Okay,
rate
so
it.
okay, we got to rate this.
We're new at this, folks.
All
This
right.
is our first
So,
episode.
just for those that don't know, we use barrels to rate 1 through 5. We may do like a point system as well. So you might see up to a 5.4 or a 0.1. So, anywho,
Oh, literally in all of our episodes, he's the only one that's ever given a 0.1 to
yeah,
anything.
he even put a dot on one of his things. Got to be different.
Because I can't give a 0.
yeah, saved by 0.
Honestly,
Maybe we should have a 0. I don't know. Somebody got lazy with their
I'm
printing.
telling you, that
No,
non-alcoholic
these probably
naked
cost
deserved
like $50.
less than a 0.1.
Yeah, that was
Should
pretty
have
bad.
.01. If I had a 0, maybe we should come
I
up
had
with
a
0.
hammer.
Yeah.
All right, let's rate this baby.
Okay.
Ready?
Is everybody seriously? Because I'm still kind of like.
I'm ready. You do.
How are you
take
not fucking
take your
ready?
time.
Because I'm
We've
kind
been
of.
talking about it for the last like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
10
10 minutes, but go.
Yeah.
All right.
What are you
all
doing,
right.
like the whole like NSYNC
Yeah.
NSYNC
Yeah.
thing?
Bye, bye, bye.
Is that NSYNC or Backstreet Boys?
That was insane.
Okay.
Why do,
Good.
wait, no, I have no idea. What are you
Okay.
talking
Okay.
about?
I'm glad I got my boy bands
Okay.
correct.
Ready?
Okay. Ready?
One.
One. No,
Oh,
I did. No,
shit.
You,
Okay.
You guys always
do it again. Do it
Well,
again.
he
Do
gets to
it.
do the
You
one
do it
'cause
first.
It's his movie. You
No,
can
no.
get 2.
Okay. One,
One.
2.
3.
Ooh.
2
So
5s and a 4.3.
Logan gives it a 5.
Warwick gives it a 5.
I gave it 4.3.
Nice. Okay.
Okay. Well, as it's your movie, you
So
start.
this is a movie that I don't care whether it's on TV, on, whatever cable, whatever it needs to be, I will watch this movie. Case in point is I watched this movie for this review. I watched the first hour of it and only listened to the second half of it, and I already knew like each scene in my head. Like that's how many times I've seen this. I could probably say 20 to 30 times I've seen this movie. I have read the book. I've actually read the book and I listened to the audiobook as well. Not recently, but it's been a while. But this is a movie that I think is the epitome of movies, and I think that serial killer movies, and I think that horror in the sense that it doesn't need to be bloody and showing guts and gore every 5 seconds for it to be considered a horror movie. And I
Totally
think
agree.
this
Totally agree.
this took the genre to the next level. And you've got movies like Longlegs coming out with serial killers in it that don't show as much gore, but in
Right.
all honesty, that it pales in comparison to this. And I know Longlegs is getting rave reviews, and I'm kind of going off topic, but fuck that movie. But
Have you seen it yet?
yes, I have.
I
And,
have not seen it yet.
But
I
I would say that this movie, Silence of the Lambs, is just, God, you can't get any better than this for serial killer movies. And I really hope somebody tries to, because you got to try and beat this. But there has been not much that has come even close to this. So I give it a 5 for that reason.
So I also gave it a 5 for pretty much the same reason. When people come into our store, Goodish Models, 228 West Main Street, St. Charles, Illinois,
Loving it. You got that down.
people will often ask me, because of the store, what's my favorite horror movie? And I will always say Silence of the Lambs. And sometimes, every now and then, you'll get someone that will like, well, it's not really a horror movie. And I'm like,
What?
well,
Who says that?
just because it's more of a...
Some
Serial
consider it a
killer.
thriller.
It's a-
Some
it's a-
consider it a
it's a
thriller.
thriller.
Yeah.
It's a psychological...
That whole fine line with the thrill
It's a
and
psychological
horror.
thriller.
That's fucking bullshit.
But I would argue, I'm like, no, it's a horror movie. I mean, literally, it is, you are on the edge of your seat.
Yes.
It is like, even though there is not a lot of actual gore, there is implied gore. Like, obviously, especially with the Hannibal scene in the cell, towards the end. I mean, it's like, this is literally verging on a perfect movie. Everything, like the acting is just exquisite.
Yep.
It's like picking Anthony Hopkins, a Shakespearean actor, to play Hannibal Lecter. Literally, that was just a genius thing to do. It's like, it's funny because in Manhunter,
Yes.
they used Brian Cox.
I'm glad you brought that up.
And I love Manhunter. Manhunter is a really great movie.
Yep.
And
But almost for different reasons, though.
but for
Correct.
different reasons.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
agree. I mean, but it's like, I think Hannibal Lecter takes the Brian Cox character and just like goes to the nth level. I mean, just it is so over the top, and just the fact that, like, I love so much the fact that he's in this cell that's like brick and dull and horrible, and yet when Clarice first shows up, he is just the perfect gentleman.
Prim and proper.
It is like
Always.
he stands there, and it's like, he's testing her initially, and then when he realizes that, like, you know, she is being, I can't say honest because obviously she lied about like Anthrax Island, but like
Spoilers.
Sorry,
It's okay. It's like a 40-year-old movie,
I
but
haven't seen this one yet.
but like, you know,
Fuck off.
it's like he is so smart that he realizes at the end of the day she is just as, and I don't mean this sexually, but she is just as much into him in terms of gleaning knowledge from him,
understanding.
And yes, and understanding the fact that it's like he really is so fucking smart that, you know, even by reading the case files, that he's able to glean just so much like information from it.
Well,
He's so many steps ahead, I think.
Right.
Right. Okay, go ahead, Lon.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
I could jump in there too. But go for it.
I
You did not
okay.
give it a 5, so I
no,
want
but
you gave it a
that's-
4.3.
but first of all, it is a near perfect movie. There's no denying that.
Yeah.
Anthony Hopkins' performance on this is just staggering. Even every single time I watch this movie, and he's in the cage in the middle of a beautiful building, which makes no sense as to why they would put him in this building.
Right, I know.
With a
Temporary
cage and
hold.
some barbed wire bullshit
Which
like that.
the barbed wire doesn't even appear to actually be around the
No,
no,
cage.
it's like-
it's like on the one side
Right,
of it.
right.
You're like,
So,
can't go out that way.
So aside from that, like, that's how he'd get out, is make a run for it.
Yeah.
But aside from that, watching him take the baton and beat that one cop to death, with the expressions on his face as he's beating
Because
this
he's
guy,
listening to the music.
because he's listening to music
Oh
and
my
he's
God,
going
this
to the
is
beat of the music,
so
and you're
good.
like, that's just, it's brilliant.
Oh, yeah.
It's brilliance.
Well, one of the things I heard too is that he purposely, if you pay attention to it, which I noticed a little bit more too in Starling, aka Jodie Foster, was he does not blink very much.
He tries not to blink.
And
very much.
he does that purposely because he thinks that stare that he has, you
Right.
just
Which-
you're like immediately like, fuck, man, like
But
I would
it's
probably
true.
shit my pants. Like,
It's true. Think of all the
apparently Miggs jizzes, but anyway.
All he had to do with all he had to do with part of it was when he was talking to Sterling and he's lighthearted, and then when he's mean something, he just dips his head.
Yes.
Right, right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
And then
And
you're
the,
like,
and the lighting is just.
then you're like, fuck.
Yeah,
he-
this is serious.
Back away from the cage.
Yeah.
Back away from the cage.
Like everything in like, you know, every scene, like the scene when she goes back to him the second time after she's been to the storage unit, and even though you can't hear it, you see the television in the background, you know, and he explains the fact that, you know, yes,
They're like
Dr.
their little
Chilton,
torments.
yeah, Dr. Chilton wasn't very happy about Miggs, so like as soon as you leave, he's going to turn it on full blast, you know. And you can tell from the very first time you meet Chilton, it's like he's petty.
That guy,
Like,
he played that character.
Oh my God,
perfectly.
he just so
You hate him so much.
Yes.
so much.
But that speaks to his character.
Yeah.
That speaks to his acting ability.
Yes, it's so well done, and it's like,
If you
you
have
know,
the right guide.
yes,
I was like, oh God, I just wanted to like
this
punch
could be
him.
quite
like,
a town.
yeah, Baltimore
Right.
could be quite a
Right.
town.
Hitting
like,
on
oh.
her at the time. But that's sort of an ongoing.
That's another
underlying
misogynistic
theme
portion. Yeah.
Yes.
That they kept going on with the fact that everybody's hitting on her and lusting after her, and it's her whole thing where she's just trying to succeed, and she's got to get past this.
And she does it
male
well. She does it well.
dominated
Yeah,
view.
yes.
I mean, that is an important topic.
All those
that
sticky
she goes to,
fumblings in the
but-
back seats. Sorry.
But she doesn't shy away from any of that.
No,
you know.
she doesn't. I mean, really, it's
she
like
faces it head on.
Yeah.
for the fact that she's not even a full-blown agent, and
Right.
she's like clearly.
Alone.
She hasn't been blown yet.
Sorry.
But like, and clearly, I actually love the fact that it's, you know, the really kind of push in on the fact that she's booked.
I was trying to let him finish without saying.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
The fact that
See, it's people like us as to why she has to do what she did,
Yeah.
because we're pigs.
but the fact that they push in the fact that, you know, she's book smart.
Yeah.
Like, you know, she's smart.
Well,
But she understands what's going on around her.
Yeah,
She
she's
knows that,
social
right?
smart
But my point being the fact that it's like the fact that she fails the, like, you know, oh, you know, you're dead. It's like, you know,
Oh, right,
when
yeah,
she
right.
She's
goes
still
into-
human.
into the action parts. but like Crawford sees, obviously from her like test results and all these kind of things that it's like, you know, she's becoming like a chip off the old block. It's like, you know, I think he can see in her the fact that, you know, yes, maybe she's not really designed for like true field work, but she's smart.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, because
she understands that mentality, like, not as much as say like a Will Graham, right?
Right.
I think he felt like she was the next Will Graham, almost. Is kind of how I interpreted that. For those that don't know, Will Graham was in the original Manhunter and Red Dragon movies, which Red Dragon book was the original.
But this movie came out prior to those, even though those.
Correct.
Right,
But the
right.
book, the book
And
technically.
so nobody understood that at the time.
Sure.
Right, so they didn't know who that was, so they
Yeah.
can't compare it.
But
to that.
that's why, not to change topic, but like that's why in Hannibal, the fact that the first time you see Starling, she's now in a more action scene.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, because she now is the agent that has been out in the field and has field experience and all that kind of stuff.
So here's the thing: is the reason she failed in those tests, and the reason they showed that scene where she was failing, like, "Oh, Sterling, you're dead," because did you check this spot? No, you're dead.
Right.
Because of the last scene where she's in the dark.
Yep.
Yes.
And Buffalo Bill has got the night vision goggles, and he's hunting her, and she's the most impactful scene
Oh my God.
ever.
Like when
he's just whispering
Jesus.
inches from her
Now,
face.
something I
But
noticed
that was
about that.
important because she's panicking the whole time.
I'm glad you
Right.
brought that up because there was something I noticed with watching it recently was, if you notice, that's the first thing he does. He's using those goggles on the senator's daughter.
Yes.
And then he ends with using them on Clarice.
But he
so
was-
you've got the capture of senator's daughter, and then you've got the capture of himself, technically, right?
Well, yes.
Beginning and end,
I
so to
see
speak,
that, I
like
see
kinda
that,
like
but
a
at the same
bookend.
time, I think that was more of an establishment.
Sure.
They were establishing that he's got these goggles,
Right,
so
right.
that you understood what it was later on.
Sure. Yeah.
So, because when he used them when he captured the senator's daughter, she drove up. There was street lights
Which
out. You
made
could
no sense
see
to me.
everything.
Yeah, I'm like, why do you
didn't
have those
need
on?
that.
You know who the fuck she
You
is.
didn't need
And
that.
then when those car lights are coming at you, I'm sure he had to close his
You're
eyes
right,
because it's
blind.
bright as fuck.
Right, for the same, exactly for the same reasons. Like, you know, when
He's like,
the
I gotta
widow-
make sure it's a real big fat girl. I mean,
That's a good accent.
oh, yeah.
Yes.
I could,
Yeah, he does. So.
You don't kill people.
Where the fucking lotion in
But
mask?
it's so
you might
funny.
kill people.
I've never tried on a pair of the those night vision
Women's
goggles.
shoes? Oh,
but
okay.
I so want them to make that like zing.
What the?
Yes.
Like when you put them on.
Like it's a Ghostbusters backpack that's got to charge up for a
I'm
second.
going to be so disappointed if that's not in fact
Right.
what they sound
I
like.
guarantee they
because
don't sound
after all
like
these
that.
years, that's what I think.
I
they're supposed
don't,
to sound
because
like.
it's a switch.
That is a smart job on whoever's the audio portion
audio,
of that, because
right,
if
yeah.
you don't know, and then that that switch, it's almost
Because
it kind
it
of
does it more
was
significant.
reminiscent of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre when they took the picture.
Oh,
Yes.
you hear the wind.
Yeah, it reminded me of that. And I don't know if that was intentional.
Yeah,
but
I know what you're saying though.
But the same sort of thing. Whether
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
intentional to Texas Chainsaw or
Yeah.
not, it's the same sort
just
of premise.
but it draws you in because you know,
draw it
okay,
in, you're
that's
like,
got to be
that-
he's watching, you know, and then because
The
if you
powerful
notice,
glasses.
that's what happened is it goes from black to you hear that
Yeah,
sound and then it comes over.
Yeah,
So anyway,
yeah.
So
I
so
dig it.
so one of the things it won Best Actor Oscar for was let's step back.
Yeah.
So
It won.
It won Best Picture.
Correct.
It was nominated though quite a bit, right?
Right. Yeah, I think it had
Eight?
like
That's what I think he's trying to
yeah,
get
a
to.
whole
is what
bunch
it was
of
nominated
nominations.
Sorry.
But no.
Steal your thunder.
No, it's all good. But so yes, it was the first horror movie to be. No, that's not true. No, it was the first one to win. I think Omen.
To win.
the Omen-
Exorcist was originally.
Yes, Exorcist was nominated, but it was the first horror movie to win. And didn't Demi win Best Director?
I believe, yes.
But the other thing, it won Best Editing.
Yes.
And to me,
Which-
the editing on that movie, like especially the final set of scenes of like
Perfect.
going into the house.
Yeah, and
was,
the double ringing of the
oh
doorbells.
my God, it was like just so perfect.
Yes.
Where it's you truly still had this thought that the SWAT team was going into the correct location.
Right.
thought-
Loved that scene.
You
I
know-
loved the way they played that out.
And,
Loved it.
and she's just ringing the bell, and it's like it's not until obviously he opens the door that you realize who it is. But it is just all the way up to that point. it's like you'll go, okay, she's just doing an investigation.
That was,
it's like,
and that's why I gave it a 5, because that scene, even to this day, like I will sit there and I know what's coming, but I'm thinking like I'm watching it going, God, like that's still, you want to understand it to that point where you're like, okay, yeah, I know this is coming, and then you're like, wait, wait, I know that's actually Starling ringing it, but I love how they did that transition.
Well, and to that exact same point, like even the point where she sees the moth and she unclips her holster.
Brilliant.
And just
awesome.
the look on her face.
Yep.
Because the second she saw the moth, it built up because she saw the threads.
Well,
right.
And the moth.
The
fact the moth was on the threads.
thing about that, though,
connect. All of a sudden, boom. It's
the thing I liked about that, though, just to interrupt, is the fact that she still fumbles, pulling her gun out.
She does.
She still goes.
I did the same thing. I was like, wait a minute, she's really.
But I think shows the nervousness that that character had.
That's the whole point.
Because I know this is right, but you're still like, oh shit.
Well, and again, because
she's going to die because she's not ready.
Because you got to understand, in her mind, she's already been told by Crawford that in her mind, like better people than her have already discovered who the real killer, who the real person is. So she thinks this is just simply...
Yeah, it's the routine.
I'm just following up on some investigation.
Correct. Lighter side.
Go ahead and keep doing what you're doing in Belvedere, right?
Right, it just isn't that big of a deal. And so just when that switch happens, that she sees the moth, she sees the thread, and honestly, oh my God, I had a tip of my tongue, name of the actor. Like the guy
Levine?
who plays, yes, Ed Levine. Not Ed Levine.
John
Levine.
Jonathan. John Levine. John Levine?
No.
Which guy are we talking about?
Like Jamie Gunn.
Buffalo.
Oh,
Buffalo Bill.
Buffalo Bill.
The actual guy who played Buffalo Bill.
Yeah.
I've been on IMDb.
It's Levine, I know that much.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my God, why can't I?
Because you guys are
I had it already and I was...
dumb.
Ted
Levine.
Ted Levine.
Ted
See,
Levine.
I knew it was
Like-
3 letters.
But even that.
Welcome.
But even that, like the point where just that split second of him going through the business cards, trying to find a thing, and then him realizing, obviously realizing that like she's working this out.
Yeah. Right.
So as she's fumbling,
and not being intimidated by it.
Yeah.
And just continuing, just
Yeah,
continuing, just
it's like,
continuing.
and then to a point where he's laughing.
Yeah, I love how he's like, yeah, we're gonna still run away from you, like so. That was,
got me, but you don't
some
got
people
me.
that watch that they go, oh, why did she shoot him? Because she still didn't know.
Right.
At that point, she was like, I gotta fucking use my training, and I think that was where she just kind of did the freeze, don't shoot, don't shoot.
Because she doesn't know to shoot in those situations.
Yeah.
She's like holding back, and she's like,
maybe I'm
I
wrong.
can't kill
They're
a
already
guy.
there. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and the fact that she still doesn't really know where the senator's
This is a hunch at that
daughter
point,
is.
right? Yeah.
It's like she's seeing all these things, but the point is, it's like Crawford has already said that they did a background check and this guy or this address received moths.
Calumet City.
Calumet City,
Just
Illinois.
throwing that out there.
Where we
Fucking
are.
Illinois people, I'm telling you.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you could say Wisconsin, Dahmer. Anyway.
But yeah, I mean, it's like
Geen.
that whole scene, and it's like I also love. I love when she finds the pit, when she finds what's her name in the pit.
Don't leave me, you
Don't
bitch!
bitch, you
bitch!
Because again, she realizes that simply her staying there, yes, that solves one problem, but there's still a killer in the house.
Right.
Yeah.
When she walks up to that pit, saunters up to the pit and says, "You're safe now." I'm like,
Yeah.
No, you're not sure of that.
Yeah, I
you
think
don't
she's-
know that.
Right.
She's not safe.
Now,
just 'cause you're there.
here's my thought on that scene. I almost wish this would have been one change that would have been interesting to see, like as like a possible alternate ending, if she stayed at her hid behind the well. Starling hid behind the well.
Right.
Waiting
for him to come back.
for him to come back. Let her
He's not
scream.
gonna come back.
And then to make him think, oh, she's gone, and then he comes back, and then she pops up from behind the well because she
Okay.
hears him
He
walking.
goes, "Surprise, motherfucker!"
Yeah.
That's unrealistic because
But-
so Buffalo Bill is waiting for her to come into his room.
Oh yeah, he knows the house.
He's
so-
not going to think, "Oh, she must have left. I guess I can go back to the pit."
But also again, I think that's what, because you actually almost like see the thoughts as she's in when she finds the senator's daughter. It's like you can see like the cogs turning because
Right,
it's like she's
it
going.
all pieced together
Yes,
now.
I can save her, but at the end of the day, he's still going to be free.
Yes.
At this moment, she is safe. I need to go after Buffalo Bill.
Yeah, he's not going to come
But
in here and shoot down in the
You
well.
can't tell somebody who's in a well, I'm here now, you're safe. Because she
Right.
could get shot at any moment or
Yeah.
killed at any moment.
Well,
and she's
and
not
She still had
safe.
Precious, which
And again,
She did have Precious.
And again,
still.
to me, like the thing that makes this a horror movie is also when he's trying to get Precious back, and or actually, I think it's when he has the basket down initially, and it puts the lotion on the skin,
Right.
and he's pulling back up, and she sees the light catch.
Oh,
I'd love to hear
the-
your
the-
person.
the-
Can
the
you
claw
do a
mark?
impersonation of Ted Levine doing that?
It puts the lotion on the skin.
No, come on, a little
Come
louder.
on, let's
Lean
do
into
it.
your
Let's hear it.
mic.
Let's hear
It
it.
puts the lotion on the skin.
That's it.
That sounds like
That's
John
it.
Wayne.
Get off your horse
He
and
goes,
drink
get
the
off
milk.
your horse and drink the
It
milk.
puts the lotion on its skin.
Yeah.
Oh,
Something all
Pilgrim.
Americans say. All Americans say, get off your horse and drink your milk.
Put the fucking lotion to the basket.
But anyway, but to me that is like that terrifying moment where she has almost calmed down.
Yeah.
Like she has almost calmed down where
Don't leave me here, you fucking
calm down,
bitch.
but
Right,
tries to allude that she's calm.
right.
Yeah.
And then
To the victim.
then she sees the fingernail, which again
Yes.
is the tie back to when they're doing the autopsy on
Yes.
on the girl.
I have a-
It's like she's missing a
innocent.
finger.
I have a
Yeah,
gripe
yeah,
about
yeah.
that too, by the way.
Oh,
So
the
the autopsy of the girl that was found third, I believe they said.
Right.
She was the third.
the first victim, but
first
the
victim,
third
third found.
Right.
The pictures they show of her, she looked pretty intact compared to. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, okay, if she's the third person found, she
'Cause
was
the-
under the water longer,
You're
which
right. the
means
one they
she would have
found-
been.
the one they found that they had in the morgue that they were taking pictures of. They had to put the little scent. in
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
That was way more decayed
Yes,
than the
than
other
somebody
body.
that would have
Yeah,
been.
But
So
she
that-
was,
that
but
was
she
my
was
only
found
gripe.
in the water as well, though.
Exactly.
But,
So,
but, the
but
point
either
is
way,
one
that's
day
they.
versus 3 days.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
I
either way, they say it's still the decay from from water. She would have been way worse than that. She would have probably been way
Bloated.
more bloated, way more, Now that's obviously nitpicking because this is 1990, so they probably just used the actress to, and then put some fake shit on.
But
the back
how
of her.
great is it that you're
Was she a big fat person?
no? How great is it that you're
That was a pretty good accent.
that was pretty good.
that was okay.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Not as good as mine.
Or is she a great big fat person?
You're a great big fat person.
That's better.
There you go. See, that was way better.
Ah, you're doing better.
But I love the fact that the guy who was responsible for the autopsy is also the guy that plays the organ music.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, that may be common in those
No, and-
states.
Yeah, I got the feeling too that so was Jonathan Demme at all in the movie?
I don't think so.
Okay, because I was trying to figure out. I'm like, God, he's got to play somebody in this. at some
Who's
point.
Jonathan Demme and why would
Is
you
the
bring him
director.
up?
He's the
He's the
director.
director.
Oh, you think he did a cameo?
He had to do a cameo at some point. I just felt like
I don't know. I mean,
he probably didn't.
I know
but,
basically what he looks like, and I don't think.
Yeah, I was hoping he was that
he's
guy
not listed, but that doesn't
taking
mean
the
he
pictures.
didn't.
But
A cameo, the whole point is not listed.
so shout out to my buddy Baker. He gave me this was years ago, probably 10,
bottle of Chianti.
15 years ago. He goes, "Oh, I was out somewhere and they were selling this," and he hands it to me, and I open it. I'm like, "It was a death head's moth."
Oh, really?
So I have an actual death's head moth.
Nice.
We
Very
sell them downstairs
So,
in the
yeah,
store.
and I
Village
would
Road,
recommend if you're a
228
fan of
West Main
Silence of
Street.
the Lambs, I would definitely recommend getting one of those. So
It's-
come to
Ghoulish Models, 228 West Main Street,
so
St. Charles, Illinois.
there you go.
Yeah, it's awesome. I like again.
This is a movie that's 2 hours, and I believe it's worth
Oh,
every 2 hours.
It goes way.
There is
faster.
not a
Yeah.
there is not a dead moment in
No,
the,
no.
dead moment.
Eh.
There's not
Besides
a,
the bodies.
a wasted moment in this entire movie.
No.
Like even stuff that like in other movies would be wasted, like the scene where she goes into the library first and meets the entomologist. Entomologist?
Yeah, I think you're right.
more etymology.
And they're playing chess with
Yeah.
with the bugs.
It
That's
works.
That's funny.
Because that's creating like character development of
Yeah,
of
within
what those people
Maybe
are.
10, 15 seconds
Right.
that they do that. Yeah,
The total
it-
nerds.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
even the nerds were hitting.
How do
on
you
her.
play? Yeah.
But like,
So it played in the whole.
but
Yeah.
also I love how everything, like even the way everything was shot, like everything is very dull colors. Everything is very like muted.
Yep.
tone up until the very end, where Lecter is in
Bright white.
wherever he is, like Puerto Rico or somewhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everything's like bright and light, and he's wearing like great clothes and stuff.
Okay, so my wife and I had a debate about this.
Ooh, let's hear it.
A debate, we kind of still agreed together on this
Were
one.
you a master
but
debater?
The end.
Sorry.
It's his
At the-
wife. Come on.
I know.
Be nice.
So he should have been a cunning linguist.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And that's the only time Logan has ever used that joke.
Yeah.
But
No, I think he uses it a lot.
so do we think the professor, the psychologist, what was his name?
Chilton.
Chilton. Do we think Chilton was there because he was trying to run away, knowing that Lecter had escaped,
100%.
or
Yes.
was he there on vacation?
100%. He
Based on his mannerisms.
Because he looked real nervous
Yes.
walking around.
Based on his mannerisms, I assumed
Okay.
he was going there to get away from Lecter.
Okay.
Right. It wasn't if it was vacation, he would have been sauntering around like,
Well,
he doesn't know I'm
But
here.
he's still got to be nervous because, first of all, because we talked about that, and we, like I said, it was a debate, but we both agreed that he was trying to get away from, hide from Lecter. But the point that he was there and he was real nervous looking around, it's like when you torment somebody your whole life, and then he escapes from prison, you're like, is running to another country going to really help you?
Yeah, he should have stayed maybe at the hospital.
And board up the fucking place and
Yeah.
get a couple guns and.
Yeah.
And you're 100% correct. You're already in a high security hospital.
Yeah. Why would you go somewhere where you're
Just
like,
live there.
nobody's following me other than
Right.
possibly the guy that's going to kill me?
But also, with that said, to me, if I had a nitpick on this movie, is in fact that very, 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 very last scene,
Yeah.
which is the fact that ultimately Hannibal Lecter follows him less than about like 50 feet.
Doesn't follow. He's there before he gets there.
Well, right,
he
right.
knows he's even going there.
Right, but the point is like when he's off the plane and he's walking away, like he's following him like 50 feet away.
Yeah.
And yes, he has a wig on and he has a nice suit on and
But
stuff.
come on, he still
He
stands
still fucking
out.
looks like
To
He
throw back,
stands out like
to, throw
a
back to the
sore
book,
thumb.
in the book, what Lecter does is he actually goes and gets, he goes to a cosmetic surgery facility and pretends to does cosmetic surgery on himself to look different, and then wears the cosmetic bandage to kind of hide himself. So he may have done that type of thing, but they didn't put that in the movie. But,
No.
but that's where I feel like they could have possibly done that and
Listen,
to show.
Logan,
but
this is a movie, not a book.
I understand.
So,
but
fuck you and
I
your
like it,
fucking
but
reading
either way,
ability.
I still liked it because I'm having an old friend for dinner.
Yeah,
was just
a
the
classic
perfect,
line.
perfect
It's so
line
good.
for
There
that.
were thousands of classic lines in this movie.
That
Let's
is
face
true.
it, this is one of those movies that there are so many good lines in this movie that are quotable. It's
Have the lamb stop screaming, Clarice.
right.
But like,
Right.
but even that scene. I mean, again, it's like she totally called it even before that, which is basically it's like no, he would think it would be like kind of
It'd be-
disrespectful.
Yeah. She knows him. That's
Right.
and that's the thing I did like about the future movies is in the books as well as eventually he basically ties himself to his sister Misha. And I think Clarice reminds
the book,
him.
though.
Yeah, these are the books. In the books, Clarice reminds him of his sister. So he kind of becomes her protector in a sense, right? So he's not attracted to her sexually. He's attracted to her because it's like his sister who in, I believe it's the book Hannibal, his sister dies she's eaten by some, in World War II. And that's where his last remembrance of her was she was eaten, and then he remembers seeing her tooth in one of the guy's feces. So that's where kind of I think the whole
shitty.
Yeah, it was a shitty grin. Oh jeez. Anyway, she
What
had
are
like
teeth? Nobody eats the teeth.
Yeah,
What the fuck
no.
is he doing?
well I think
Ate
the
a jaw?
I don't know. I'm just
Okay.
saying.
Okay.
that's-
Let's just do a time check.
yeah.
Kinda
Oh,
said,
we're
like,
at
we
40
lying?
minutes.
check.
We went
No,
40
We're
minutes.
at 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Shit.
That's all right. That's all right. It's okay.
So
it's a good movie.
let's wrap
It
it up,
deserves
let's
this
wrap it up,
one.
let's
this
wrap
So,
it
one.
up.
so we'll wrap this up. I mean, it's like I don't think it really comes as a big surprise that Silence of the Lambs is just a phenomenal movie.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
okay.
You know, it It won Oscars for a reason.
Yep. It's worth watching if you haven't seen it.
If you haven't seen this yet, fuck off. I mean,
Right.
what are you
It's
watching?
You've gotta watch it.
Like, honestly, you will be so surprised how many people come into the store having not seen, like, oh yeah, I've never seen Nightmare Before Christmas, or I've never seen, Nightmare on Elm Street, or I've never seen, like, whatever. But some of them aren't necessarily young.
That's
It's
what you
like,
should put at the front of the store. If you haven't seen these movies and list them out,
please
and then
go away.
do not come in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is an awesome movie. As we said, if you haven't seen it, like,
Please go
why
see it.
are you watching this? But like, please go and watch.
You don't need to take our opinion on this. Just go see it.
I rate it the lowest, and it's still a good rating. Fuck off if you haven't watched it. Go watch it.
It's phenomenal. It is literally, for me, it is literally a perfect movie, and I agree 100% with Logan. It's like very much like Shawshank Redemption for different reasons. This is a movie
That is a good movie.
that not that I watch cable TV anymore, thanks to Plex.
He's the only man to climb
But
through
I've watched like the last X number of minutes of this movie, literally thousands of times, and I've seen the whole movie. Literally.
Thousands?
Okay, maybe hundreds of times.
Hundreds of thousands?
Call it a month. Yeah, hundreds of thousands. Yes, I agree.
But I truly have watched this movie, at least, from start to end, at least 30 or 40 times.
At least, yeah.
It is a flawless movie. It really is. So
Only a few flaws.
very few flaws,
Yes,
if
few.
any.
Okay, thanks for coming, everybody.
Thank you.
Stick
Go for it.
around. We're going to be doing another movie. You're going to have to stick around for the next
We
episode.
got
see
to
what
do
that movie is.
another. I almost said bourbon. The liquor,
Another liquor.
and then another movie.
Yeah,
Yes.
stick around. See what it is. I dare you.
Come back.
Cheers.
Thank you, folks.
Love you.
Love you.
Oh, now I got to wait for you to finish drinking.
Okay. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Be sure to follow us on social media.
How come you got more?
Because you're lame. You don't know what to say.
What are we supposed to do? Like, just like
Logan,
time it
I
all
could've been
out.
like, tune into the next
You
one
keep
or something.
screwing it up.
but-
You're going to knock
Okay,
it
this is
out
like take
airtime.
15. And like I only screwed up like 3 of them. You screwed up like
Look,
8.
we're just going to keep this one, okay?
This is the one.
This is
All right.
it.
This
We're
one
done.
right here.
Okay.
Finish
Okay.
it.
Does it.
And